Hello, welcome to an all new episode of Let's Chat. I am Kinte, and I'm joined here by my sidekick, the one and only Carlette. How you doing?
Hey, Kinte, I'm good. It's been a couple weeks. Good to see you again.
Yeah, it has been. It has been, but I'm glad that we're here chopping it up.
Yeah, we are. As the world goes crazy around us.
Yeah, I mean it's whoo boy, it's something else.
It's getting to be a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a I'm not a big drinker, but sometimes it makes you want to get a drink. You know,
Yeah,
so.
it
But anyway,
does.
so you're in the UK.
I am
I'm
in
in
the
LA.
UK.
I'm in LA, and you're in the UK.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, so how's the weather been there?
Well, look at me. And I'm in my house.
You look like you're about to go do a B&E.
Man, well, I got one of those big things. Look, mine is Batman.
Oh, okay. The Batman, a great movie too.
Yeah,
So.
I've got one of those big, the big hoodies that they make now.
Right.
So, yeah, it's really cold. The cost of heating has gone crazy over here. So we try to, I try to keep it manageable. So we dress up really warm, and I have a space heater here in my office, but I don't really use it. This thing really keeps me warm. So,
Oh,
how's
well,
it in LA? It must be. Is it warm, or does it even get cold in LA?
it can't get cold, but our cold versus anybody else's cold, you probably would laugh what we think is cold. You know what I mean? So um, it's relative, I guess. It's all
Hmm.
relative, you know.
Yeah.
But I will be like, oh, it's freezing, and it's like 55 or something. You know.
Seems to me like when I was in San Diego, that happened. It was like 60 and they had their jackets and stuff on, their fur coats and whatnot. I was like,
Yeah, man,
for
that's
real?
that's
I'm
freezing.
originally from DC, and like our winters get brutal. We can get 8 feet of snow, and it gets really brutal. But
Yeah.
I imagine when I first came to the UK though, I was like that because I look at old pictures of us where when we first got here and we had our winter coats on and gloves and hats and stuff, and other people were going swimming. So you
Mm-hmm.
you do get
One thing,
acclimated.
that my I have family in Chicago,
Mm.
and one thing I notice is when you're in like a Chicago climate or something like that, it makes you have to dress up more. Because out here you could get so comfortable with the weather that you
Right.
almost like a bum, like because you're like in your shorts, a little t-shirt, whereas in like when I was in Chicago, every day I was dressed up
Yeah,
because it
right.
was cold. So
Yeah.
so I was dressed up a lot more. So uh yeah, that's one big difference because out here you just be chill,
Yeah.
so you just throw on something, you know. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, I
It's
digress.
true.
Yeah. So, um, I guess this will be a light week. Um,
Mhm.
and uh, there's something I wanted to talk about before we get into the main topic.
Okay.
Um, that just kind of crossed my mind is
Mhm.
that you know, there's these things, crowdfunding sites, right?
Yeah.
And I remember when they first kind of got big, everybody
Kickstarter and GoFundMe and
started GoFundMe,
Indiegogo and yeah.
Go. And I remember it was like the thing, right? Everybody was jumping on it and all of this stuff. And it seemed like the new wave of the future. And then I thought one thing that kind of killed it for me was it was cool at first when it was just regular people. Then you got rich celebrities doing GoFundMe to do some kind of vanity type thing.
Yeah.
And that irked me to no
Yeah.
end. It's like, how you sitting in your $1 million mansion and you're gonna ask your fans to finance your, you know what I'm saying,
It's
your
wild.
your dream project or whatever. And I don't know, I feel some kind of way with about that. I get it that, you know, even people who have money needs financing for certain things, but it just seems like that kind of undercuts regular folk who really, who really need the money to do something great. And my thing is like this is, if you weren't willing to bet on yourself, why should I bet on you? You know what I mean?
They
If
don't
you
want to. They don't want to risk their own money. Yeah,
right, if you got the
that's
dough,
disgusting.
you're like, you know what, I'll make my fans pay for. And here's the difference is, if you're getting money from a financier, they're gonna get, they're gonna enjoy in the profits possibly, right? If it becomes profitable. When you do the Kickstarter or GoFundMe, would you get a T-shirt? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
a CD or something like that. And so that's why my issue is, if you were asking your fans to kick in and that you get part of the profits, then I would be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I don't know. I just feel some kind of way about doing that when you have money that you could invest. And sometimes it'll be someone is a millionaire, a multimillionaire, and they'll be
Hmm.
like, "We're just trying to raise $150,000."
Right.
I'm like, don't you got that? Like, I
Yeah.
hate to count other people's pockets, but I'm like, you got that. Stop asking your fans. So
Yeah.
what I tell people is, you know, unless it's a project that you just feel like is so worthwhile that it, gives back, I would say, real talk, to if they're not, to try to invest in people who, may not have as much, but who are really trying to do something, versus people who, like I said, I hate to be in somebody's pockets, but I don't know. That just kind of irked me. It's always kind of irked me, but I just kind of seen something like that relatively recently, and I'm just like, you got that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it just, I don't know. I don't know. Some people might say I'm a hater for saying that, but whatever. I guess I'm a
Well,
hater.
I don't think so. I totally understand your point. That's no different. I mean, if you really, yeah, I'm gonna really get myself in trouble. You talking about people hating there? I'm gonna get myself in trouble. But to me, I view that the same as these pastors who drive in Bentleys and
Right,
Teslas and all this other stuff, who's passing around the collection plate and passing their own flock, standing at the bus stop with barely enough money to get on the bus to get to church.
right,
So, yeah, to me that's the same thing because pastors are celebrities in their own world and
right,
they do the same thing. Every Sunday stand up there and ask for money.
right. And I feel like,
And
actually, I
people
feel.
working in the church for free. Sorry. People literally running that business for free.
Mhm. I feel like mega churches that make tons of money, they should have to pay
Mhm.
taxes.
Of
Like,
course they should.
they should have to pay taxes because they're making so much money, and then plus they're taking from the city by not
Mhm.
paying taxes. And
Mhm.
I'm like, if y'all making millions of dollars and you got an elevator in your home, like, you should be able to pay taxes. Like,
Yeah.
you know, now the small churches that are, that are just getting by and stuff like that, by all means, but not, I don't know, the mega churches, that's where I have issue with.
And that Joel Osteen, I'm sorry, he just looks like a used car salesman, don't he?
I can't stand him. And I think he looks like the devil. And what's so funny is,
His little squinty eyes.
I've had people say, he don't look like that to me. He looked like a good man. I'm like, where do you see that? He
Mm.
looks like something that you should run from. But
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah, he's. I wouldn't want to be in a room alone with him. I tell you that.
yeah,
He just looks creepy.
yeah.
So what else is
So
on your mind, Kente?
I mean, I just wanted to get that off my chest. And I see anybody that is listening in, please feel free to comment and give us thumbs up. That'd be dope. So I don't know. Do you want to get to the main topic?
Um, well, it hurts me to my heart. So, I've been living over here in the UK, and it'll be 6 years in June. I can't believe it's been that long. But I've been living over here, and it has been an education for me, not in a good way. Because I came over here to do my PhD, and it's a study of the similarities and differences in which Black American women and Black British women experience racism. So it has been a learning journey for me to understand racism in this country. And it's usually very subtle. It's the kind where some people might stop and go, "Was that racist?" And I'm like, "Yeah, girl, that was racist."
Hmm.
But sometimes it's extremely overt, like it is in the US. And I was on WhatsApp. I'm in the middle of a couple of projects. I'm helping write an article for a journal. I'm um, writing some other things that are academic related. So, I have to go like into this space where I'm just kind of really thinking deep. And somebody hit me up on WhatsApp yesterday, and I heard my phone ping, and it's one of the people that I'm working with. And she sent me a video. Excuse me. Sorry. And I thought that the video was related to the topic that we're working on. And so I didn't ask her what it was. She gave me no warning or anything. So I opened it up and I played the video, and it is the most graphic violence that I've seen in a while, because I just don't watch these types of videos. But it is a young middle school, maybe early heights. I think they said they were 15. I think they said she was 15.
Mm.
Um, Black girl that is getting viciously beaten by five white girls. Now, the black girl was holding her own. She was whooping up on that white girl. But every time she got the upper hand, some more white girls would jump in and take her down. They
Hmm.
pulled her hair, and while they were pulling her hair, they punched her in the face. They kicked her in the face. They stomped her. Girlfriend would still get back up and try to hold her own against these people. And all of this was encouraged by an adult white woman who was yelling, encouraging, instructing the girls to beat on this girl. And they pulled that child's hair so much. She had long braids. They pulled her hair so much that her braids were laying in the street. And
Mm.
while this was happening, there were people in cars watching. I could hear people blowing their car horns, like, as a way to try to get them to stop. But like nobody got out of their car to break this up. And it was actually a lull in the fighting. Like it was almost over when the teachers finally just sauntered over, and said something
Hmm.
to the girl. They didn't come for her. They didn't do anything. They just kind of walked up to her. So
Do you want me to show the video or do you not?
you can show the video because I think
And the
we need
audio,
to see it.
unfortunately, the audio won't be there though. Which I
Oh
know you
man, the
really need to
audio
hear
is the
the
most important part, but yeah, I don't want to see it again myself.
audio. Right.
So I'm just gonna like not look at it.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me refresh. Here it is. Wow. Wow. Horrific. I mean,
And unfortunately, what you can't hear, what you heard, but what the audience can't hear, they can go out and find the video if they want to. But it's the adult encouraging these girls to engage in this fight. So every time you see the white girls go in, it's because this woman is telling them to go do this, do that, stomp on her face, punch her in the face, hold her hair, pull her hair. I mean, she's literally giving them blow by blow instructions on what to do to this girl. So the article that I sent you is the follow up because it blew up on Instagram. It blew up on Instagram, and very proudly, Black people united after this incident, and there was a protest, a planned protest to take place at the school because those two white men that walked up at the end were people at the school. And you see how they just sauntered up, right? And
right. No urgency.
no urgency, not at all. The people sitting in the car, nobody got out, and those were men sitting in the car. It's not like it was a
Well,
little old lady or anything.
they were allegedly men because a real
Yeah.
man would have, what's crazy is I've seen situations like that happen where kids are fighting or whatever, and
Mhm.
if there's adults around, especially when they're girls,
Mhm.
maybe you let boys duke it out, but definitely girls, there's generally men around that will come and stop it. But it seems like those are the old days. Now that doesn't happen.
And I mean, I guess, people are afraid of getting shot, getting stabbed, getting pulled into the fight themselves. I mean, I get that. But that right there, it just hurt my heart. It stayed with me all night last night, as I was going to sleep because I have two daughters myself. And all I can imagine is I would be in jail or dead because if anything like that happened to my either of my girls, I just cannot imagine what the parent is going through when they see their kid get assaulted like that. And I haven't gone out to look at any follow up like what her injuries were or anything like that, but clearly her hair was ripped from the root of her scalp, clearly.
Right.
So yeah, that's what's going over here in his king's majesty.
Oh wow. That's yeah, that's horrific. That's horrific. And is now do we know the status of the young lady? Is she
Well,
how's
that's what I was saying. I haven't followed up on it today to know the extent of her injuries, but like I said, her hair was clearly ripped out of her scalp.
right?
So, and anytime you sustain that many stomps to the face and punches to the head, I hope that just because she looked okay when she was standing up doesn't mean that she was okay.
Oh no, she could be damaged forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, and because see, this is the thing too is they don't see us as human, so they don't see, they don't necessarily see, you know, her in danger. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
Well, obviously not if this woman is giving commands for them to repeatedly beat her.
right.
But they arrested their little asses.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah, that article that I sent you. That's
Okay.
that's the headline. They've
Oh
been
yeah, it does
arrested.
say that in that. Yeah, my bad. It does say that in the headline.
Yeah, they were arrested, and I don't know what
Good.
that means. Like if that's gonna go anywhere, but at least, and the woman who's in the video, giving those commands, she was one of the ones arrested. And the two
Good.
girls, the 10 and the 11-year-old, they were arrested.
Good. They should be arrested.
Exactly.
And I hope they all of them pay for this. You
Well,
know.
on Instagram, there was a planned protest. Black people started organizing like immediately,
Hmm.
which I was very pleased to see. Um, and I don't know that was today. And actually, I was so fired up yesterday. I would have gone myself to the protest today, but this particular location is about 100 miles from my house.
Oh
So,
wow, that's
yeah,
long.
it's just not feasible for me to be able to go today. But uh, I don't think that this is something that they're going to be able to brush under the rug because you know how they like to do that shit too. Brush
Right, right.
stuff under the rug. Now, I don't think this is going to go away.
And then they'll say that, oh, they were just kids, you know.
Or no, or what they'll try to do is smear the little girl and say, well, she had been bullying them. Because I had that dialogue going through my head. That's what they're going to come up with it. This had been an ongoing thing, and the girl, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Even if that's true, it didn't warrant that. So there's
Right.
no excuse. There's no excuse.
No, it was hate. You could see it was pure
That
hate.
was absolute hate. And to see, and this is what I wanted to come around to in this discussion is what kind of person are you? What has happened in your lifetime that would make you hate that much? And then instill that kind of hate in your own children because those girls are 10 and 11 and now they have been arrested for a hate crime at 10 and 11. Of course, here in England, it'll be an assault. I doubt it if they charge them with a hate crime,
Oh no.
but they will charge them with assault. So that guy right there that you see right there on the
Uh huh.
screen, he's the one who was organizing they created a hashtag. This was all within hours of it happening. Oh, so it looks like is that his update?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, they called themselves the Respect Rebellion and they were organizing. And I'm glad to see a man behind this
Me too.
because,
Yeah.
usually it's black women that's organizing this kind of stuff. So to see a man behind it is really good.
Yeah. I'm glad. Yeah. And also we got to show that we'll be there for our sisters. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. So
this is
let's not watch it again.
yeah. No, I left and came back to it. So, but anyway, yeah. No, that's horrific, and hopefully that justice will be served. But I don't feel very strong that it will be because look at the history.
The only way it will not get swept under the rug is because it captured so much attention within a very short time period of it happening.
Right.
So they have to do something because too many people have witnessed it. And I'm curious as to who actually videotaped that because it looked like I don't know who that was who videotaped it,
Mm.
but whoever it was made sure that it got out.
I'm so glad.
Hmm. Yeah, see, and that's the thing too, isn't it, Kente? These are the stories that get out. And for everyone that gets out, there's like what, 27 that don't?
Right. Yeah. I mean, how many times did this stuff happen and it's not caught on tape?
Hmm.
You know. So I don't know, man. It's like this stuff happens all the time. And you know what? If if it was reversed, knowing how black people are, there'd have been so many black people there. Don't do that girl like that, and they would have hopped in there and gave her protection and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think
And that's absolutely true.
yeah. So I've seen videos where we were uh we were in there, where it was. I don't say it was reversed, but like where maybe it was a white girl outnumbered and
Hmm.
then there's some brothers jumping in there to protect the white girl, so that's just how we not like that, not normal.
Okay, you just reminded me of what was it? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was a black man who pulled a white man who was it was a protest going on and this So it was a protest going on, and this white man who was the racist protest or something, he got mixed up in the fray or something, and a black man ran in there and saved him, put him
Right.
up, threw him over his
I know what
shoulder,
you're
and
talking about.
pulled him out. You know the story I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're talking about.
I was like, yeah, okay,
We don't need that, yo.
no, I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? All during the slave rebellions, we had black people doing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all leave
Terry
massa
Crews.
alone.
I
He a
can see
good
Terry Crews.
master.
I can see Terry Crews doing that. Leave that man alone.
I know. You
He
know he a
gives me
good master.
cornbread.
He ain't like the other master. He don't beat us but on Sundays.
He gives me cornbread.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
terrible.
I know. So yeah, that was my contribution for this week because it wrecked my head up.
Yeah.
I have a
But
puppy.
oh wow, what
So
kind?
we get over the bad stuff. I can tell you.
So,
I have a
you know,
puppy.
puppies is cleans the slate a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
puppies solve all the problems of the world.
What kind
She
of
is
puppy?
a 3-month old, um, what they call an Irish doodle. She is half miniature red and white Irish setter and half miniature poodle. So she's a Irish doodle. She's 3 months old. I've only had her a week and a half. Her name is Jazz.
All right,
And
jazz.
she is the light of my world. She is just an amazing, sweet girl.
Just like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. You want to
Okay.
meet Jazz?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's
Let me.
meet
I'm
jazz.
gonna go get her. I'll be right back. Play
All
some,
right.
play some old music. I'll be right back.
All right.
Elevator music.
Yeah, while we were waiting for Jazz to come back, if you are listening or watching, please feel free to leave us a comment, ask us a question, or make a statement, and we will relay it to the audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to try to be
Miss
um,
Jazz.
more frequent with our podcast, but here we go. Ah,
Jazz.
yeah. Oh man, I think I've been replaced. I think I got replaced. That's your new co-host.
She was sleeping on my daughter's bed.
You got a new co-host now.
Hi, baby.
Uh, I want a
Say hi to
puppy.
Kinte. She's so sleepy.
How'd you get her?
Off the internet.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at she's tired. She's tired.
She's sleepy.
She's like,
It's
I was
it's
chilling.
12:30 in the morning over here, by the way. So
Oh, she was like, I was chilling, and you gonna wake
yeah,
me?
she was chilling.
Like,
So
that's
this is my newest family edition.
aw,
She's the
yeah,
bestest girl in the world.
aw,
She said, I know it. She said, I know it.
yeah. She's
She's sleepy. So I guess that's it for this week. And
we're gonna. Hey, we end the show puppy with puppy.
we had to after that dark video. We had to
Right,
give
right.
all the love in the world to the puppy girl.
You know, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
give me one. I'm gonna give me a puppy. I'm gonna be
Get you a
like you.
puppy.
I'm gonna be like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
Uh, uh,
So we won't see
okay.
each other next week. Oh,
What
sorry.
about human ones? I
What's that?
said, what about human ones?
Human one what? Human dogs?
Dogs.
Mm, those are unavoidable, unfortunately.
Aw.
So we won't see each other next week because it's Valentine's Day and you got plans.
I
Bow
do.
chicka wow wow.
I do. I do.
But so we will meet the week after that.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Well, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Kente, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time.
all right now.
All
All
right.
right, you guys. Oh, and how can we get you in social media and all that good stuff?
At Ms. Let US UK on Instagram.
You get me at Kente F on Twitter at Kente Ferguson. on Instagram. All right, you guys have a great week, and go Eagles.
I miss American football.